success has got me in a jam. Never thought I'd say I got too many fans. You can thank my face for that. I mean, wait, MySpace, Facebook. Let's face the facts. I'm at the bottom of the charts, but we aiming high. Kinda hard when they still can't say your name right. Took some time away from the game. Came back, same thing, though times have changed. I'm no longer that dude from that 70s show. Now I'm the guy whose video is an American Eagle. I stay fly like eagles, got hair like the Beatles. Spit the truth for the people. Just call this a sequel. We get not down, but we get right back. Keep on coming back. Keep on coming back. There is a fire. Burns deep inside us. We the comeback kids, kids. We the comeback kids. Round two. They asking what's
All right. Some of you are probably wondering, what on earth is John doing this morning? Well, you know what? I'm a little inspired. Hold on, let me fix this real quick. Replay viewers, hey, thanks for checking in today. Appreciate everybody jumping on. John Kurosawa here. The 75-day challenge. It is day number 28. Kicking things off with my boy B. Rife. B. Rife in the house. Absolutely fantastic Christian artist. Love the guy. Needs a bigger break, but hey. I love that song, The Comeback Kid. It's actually 5 years old. And this was actually inspired by a Louis Giglio devotion that I actually got today. But first, before I get started, make sure you are, if you're not following me, swipe up on your Android, swipe left or right on your iOS. Definitely tap the screens for hearts. You can even do that during the replays. Appreciate everybody that's been checking in with the replays. Should hit 15,000 hearts during this broadcast. I'm hoping. Thank you very much to everybody that's been hearting, that's been following, that's been sharing this. Greatly appreciate it. There's my dirty stove again. Let's see. We're trying to... Okay. We'll do that here. So, today's... Hey, Airbro 808. That's right. The 808 and the 414. Aloha, brother. Good to see you on here, man. All right. Again, I got a great devotion from Louis Giglio this morning called The Comeback. It's Never Too Late. And it really hit me hard this morning as I was reading. It was one of the first things I read this morning. And he was talking about Johnny Cash, actually. How, Johnny Cash had his ups and downs and so many things that he went through in his life. And right after he lost his wife, June Carter Cash, I had forgotten about this story. He was pretty much blind. He was suffering from advanced diabetes, couldn't walk, was under constant nursing care. His wife, June Carter Cash, dies. After the funeral, he tells his son, I've got to get back to work. I've got to get in the studio. 4 days later, I'm just going to read this here. They were in the studio recording, laying down track after track. 60 songs over a couple of month period of time from Johnny Cash. He actually even did a surprise public concert out of nowhere, a little more than 3 months after his wife died. And he did all of this. Johnny Cash passed away. Now, if you know the story of Johnny Cash, he had a lot of ups and downs. He had success, failures, and just so many things in his life. But he never gave up. And his son made the most profound statement. Such resolve could only have come from God. And that is so true. That Johnny Cash, even until his last day, was doing what God called him to do. God called him to do music, and God called him to inspire. And, even after the death of his wife, of his longtime wife, he went back in and used his God-given talents and shared so many things. And it really hit me hard this morning because, I've been going through a lot of ups and downs, I guess you could say emotionally, over the last, couple of months. This has been kind of a rough go for me. This is the second time in really 3 years that I've been unemployed for a long period of time. And it's very frustrating because, I've been trying to make a career change, trying to get into a different direction. And being the age I am, I'm 45, it's very difficult to do that because, you're at that point in your career where, one, you're considered not young enough to be able to really make a change, but two, you're kind of pigeonholed into things that you've been doing before. And I've been trying to break free from that, and it's been very difficult. It's been very frustrating. And in trying to take care of my family and take care of everything else, I was making the comment to somebody yesterday. I was just kind of venting to somebody saying, I'm feeling like a failure right now because, I'm not able to do the things that I need to do for my family. I'm feeling like I'm letting other people down with other things that I'm doing. And, it's being able to share those things and vent those things. But I realized that, you know what? I've been knocked down, but I haven't been knocked out. God is preparing me for a comeback. God is preparing me for a big comeback. It's like I was going to use the analogy of football. The Green Bay Packers this last weekend, if there's any Packer fans out there, you're not going to want to talk about this. But, we were down 27-7 at one point in time, and it looked like it was absolutely horrible. And they fought back. They battled back. They kept coming back. Now, in the end, they didn't win. But they battled until the very end. That's right. That is right. Empty the cup. Have him fill it again. That's right. That's what we need to do is God wants us to empty out the things in our life that are not working for his good, are not working for his mission. And we have to do it ourselves. Sometimes God will give us opportunities. He'll nudge us, he'll push us. Sometimes he'll shove us. And I talked about this a couple of days ago with the guardrails, and being shoved off to the side and being disciplined. And that's what this is. Good morning, Brazil. Thank you for joining in here today. That's what we need to do is take those opportunities, take those open cup opportunities and let God fill us up. And that's when the comeback comes. That's when the comeback happens. Now, it's not in our own timing. I have learned this the hard way. Trust me. When I've tried accomplishing things on my own deadlines and my own timing, and God will reach in and, hey, John, guess what? That's not what I want right now. It's not the timing for that. Hold the phone. I'm going to do it in my own time. And that's what he does. I want to read this again. Louis Giglio says it so perfectly here. The enemy has deposited a boatload of hopelessness into your world, no matter what's going on. You might think you've gone too far, that you've stepped over the line of no return. You've blown all your chances. It's over. You're too jaded. You're too scarred. You're simply too old to bounce back from it. But guess what? Whatever you need to come back from, if Jesus is alive from the dead, yes, he is. If Jesus has conquered death and hell, yes, he has. Guess what? It's possible for everybody, absolutely everybody, you're blocked, to have a comeback story. Everybody has the opportunity to have a comeback story. Oh, she's gone. Don't worry. She's gone. The trolls are even hitting me now. Okay. And you know what? Let them come out. Let them attack me, because I've got one of two things to do to them. One, I'm either going to block them, or two, I'm going to confront them. Okay. Hold on a second. Let me pause here for a second. Kevin, I do know a Steve Michaels. Actually, I used to work with a Steve Michaels here in Milwaukee. I'm not sure if you're referring to him. Well, I'll tell you, absolutely. Absolutely. Worked with Mike Kristoff and Steve Michaels and that whole group over there for a little while. Actually know Dick Alpert, who's doing a lot of the traffic for them. I did traffic here in Milwaukee for a little while. It's kind of a fill-in thing. Do I know you? Good morning, Carla. Thanks for jumping in here. I'm feeling really inspired today, and this 75-day challenge has been about inspiration for myself, but inspiration for you. But, I kind of, if you jumped in at the beginning, okay. If you missed the beginning, I played a little bit of a clip of a video from a Christian artist, B. Reith, Brian Reith, the song called The Comeback Kid. And I absolutely love that song. Probably my favorite song from him. And it's just one of those motivational ones for me that reminds me that, hey, no matter how many times I've gotten knocked down, every single time I've gotten back up. I come up, I come back stronger, I come back swinging. For many, many years, even before I was saved, I would go with the mantra, what doesn't kill me only makes me stronger. Or as one of my favorite professional wrestlers of all time, Shawn Michaels, used to say, you can't kill what you didn't create. Well, guess what? The world didn't create me. The devil certainly didn't create me. God created me. And he's the only one that can take me out, but he's also the one that can lift me up. And it's the same thing for you in your life as well. So if you're feeling scarred, jaded, down, life is going too fast, you feel that you're too old, there's not enough time left, guess what? There is still time. As long as you have blood pumping through your veins, your heart is pumping, your heart is beating, you're breathing a breath, you still got time to make that comeback. Don't wait. Don't say you're going to do it tomorrow. Don't say you're going to do it next week. Don't say, hey, I need to wait for my circumstances to change. I need to take care of this first before I start my comeback. I need to be in a different position in my life. Guess what? The only way you can get that new position in life is if you start that comeback. You've got to start it today. You have to figure out what it is that you need to do, what you need to change in your life to make that comeback happen. That's all. That's what it comes down to. That's really what it comes down to. One of the really cool things I want to share too, Louis Giglio, this came through Faith Gateway. And I'm going to see if I can actually find a link here. He has a 5-day challenge coming up that goes along with a new book called The Comeback. And I haven't looked at the book yet. This is actually the first I've heard about it. It might actually be the next on my list to read. But there's a 5-day challenge that you can join in to join The Comeback. And I actually want to take a look at this book. And I'm hoping that this might actually be one of the next books that I do. I love Louis Giglio as a speaker. I think he's absolutely fantastic. I've seen him a couple of times when he's been on tours with Chris Tomlin. Just absolutely inspirational. I'm going to share some of these 5-day challenges that they're doing. And you never know, they may actually kind of roll into what I'm doing with the 75-day challenge, because I'll be honest with you, it's getting hard to, come up with original ideas now without actually backtracking on things. Though God has been inspiring me every single day to do what I'm doing. All right, I've got to follow along with what my buddy Scott Williams says. If you're an egghead, if you speak a foreign language, or if you start talking derogatory, you get one chance, and then it's a block. You're out of here. I'm sorry. I don't speak other languages. I only speak English, and sometimes I don't speak it that well. But if you're going to start getting crazy in here, start doing other things, and you don't have the time to actually change your profile picture, bye-bye. Okay? That's just the way I roll here on Periscope. I'm sorry. And see, I just lost a bunch of people, but that's okay. You know what? Thank you very much. I greatly appreciate that. This has been an interesting journey over the last 28 days for me, as I'm starting to feel more comfortable with this. I've done public speaking. I've been on television. I've been on radio. So talking's not a big deal. But doing it in this fashion has been a challenge for me. It really has been. And I've been enjoying it. I've been so thankful to have, as many people jumping in on this as they have. I know I need to probably come up with some new creative titles too, just to draw more people in, but I'm a little concerned about drawing in more of the trolls like I just had. So I'm not concerned about it. All right, so I'm going to wrap this up here. Hard to talk when nobody will talk back while watching.